opening statement from Coach, and then we'll open it up to questions.
Well, it was great to get that first one under our belt. The very first thing for me walking out there today, we're playing on a Monday night. It's 9 o'clock, and just to see our crowd show up, the students, the fans, just to see how we showed out was an incredible thing for us. I never want to take for granted. I thought the environment was great. It really helped set the tone. I thought our team was ready to play. Mark couldn't play right before the game. He sprained his ankle. He's day-to-day. I don't know what's going to happen with him. But having a guy like Ryan that can just fill in and step up right away is a big luxury to have. Put Flip in a different position. I thought the experience for those two guards, Jared and Caleb, was really good. Jared, I know he had the foul trouble, but I thought he had a look. I thought he was in a great space before those fouls happened. So really, really happy overall. Obviously, there's a lot to clean up, a lot we can do better. But we knew at Dartmouth they shoot a lot of threes. Those two kids, Cornish and Neskovich, can really shoot the ball. I thought overall we did a good job. Neskovich hit some tough shots. Cornish, I thought Jeremy did a great job on him. A great collective effort. And for us, it's back to work, learning from it, how to build, and getting ready for Friday.
What are your thoughts about your backcourt and what Jalen and Caleb gave you off the bench, because you had guys get in foul trouble there in the first half?
Yeah, I thought Jalen's what he did was huge for us. We had kind of stalled out a little bit there in the middle of the first half, and then Jalen had the steal in the and one. The three from the corner was just icing on the cake, but I just loved the energy that he brought. Jalen's built such a trust level with me, knowing on defense what he's going to do, the energy that he brings. And then for Caleb, I thought he had some really nice plays. I thought he, once he settled in, he's a guy that can really get in our paint. He can create for others. He can create for himself. And the thing with Caleb and Jared, they're not afraid at all. They've been battle tested, and playing in this environment, I thought they were really ready to go. But there's key, because all of a sudden you look up and our starting perimeter, everybody has 2 fouls. And so it's the nature of who this team is. Different guys are going to step up on different nights, and tonight was no exception to that.
John, was it good for this team, this organization, to play a team that milks the shot clock and plays a lot of zone?
Yeah, seeing different defenses is important. I would expect it's not the last time we're playing against zone defense. And they're different too, because, look, they shoot a lot of threes generally, and tonight they only took 18. They can take 33s in a game, and now, did they get layups? Yes, but you're trying to take away the thing they do best, and that's shooting threes. So to hold them to 4 for the night, negative assist to turnover ratio, I was really happy overall with our defense. There's some communication things we need to clean up. Then offensively, when we share and move, I think we're tough to guard. Our guys can create shots on their own too, so it's giving them the freedom to do that while also moving the defense and working for the best shot at the same time.
John, with Arizona and Michigan State coming up really quick now, how important was it to get as many positives as possible out of this performance?
Yeah, well, I would say no matter who you play, but there's a ton of respect. We didn't talk about anybody else besides Dartmouth. We're going to do the same thing heading into Friday with Arizona. We know they're a high-powered team and really good, of course. But for us, just really, it's about growing and maxing out who we can be as a team. And so for tonight, I don't think we played a 40-minute game. I thought we played close to it. There's some lulls, and again, there's plenty we have to clean up and do better. But then the goal is for Friday to get closer to that, and then for next Tuesday to get closer, and then from then on, just keep making strides throughout the entire season. But I did think overall we were ready. I thought the end of the first half was great, and I know for these guys, sometimes there's only so much you can say. Experiencing it is the best thing. And so now that we experience it, I think we have a lot to learn from, a lot we can grow from there. Sorry.
It didn't seem like Kyle had a bad first half. Then the second half went off. I think he had 10 points in the first 4.5 minutes. Was it more of an effort to get him the ball, or was he being more aggressive?
I think both. He's such a force, and for him, they did a great job of not forcing it either. They're trying to double him from the strong side. They got him once, but besides that, he kicked it out for some wide open threes. We just missed them. And I thought he was a great screener tonight. and he got a lot of he got his teammates open by screening, and then he got himself open by screening. And no matter where he plays, no matter who he's on the court with, teams will always have a decision to make with him. What do they do in pick and roll with him? What do they do inside with him? Do they double or do they not? And just for him, just to be himself, to stay in attack mode, be aggressive. I didn't know he had 25 until after the game. It kind of snuck up on you a little bit, but I thought our guys did a great job of looking for him, especially in that second half.
Coach Scheyer, you mentioned it earlier, but just stepping out on the court tonight, beginning your second season as the head coach for Duke, how do you not take that moment for granted along with just this overall season?
Yeah, for me, it's it's great. It's my second season as head coach, and I would have to do the exact math. I don't know if it's 14 as a player, as a coach, or I don't know what it is. So I would have to do the math, but you still get the same feeling for me, like the butterflies and the excitement, and I had a little bit of a concern just how late the game was, and you're walking out to see that it's what makes this place different. It's what makes this place special. When I told our team, no matter what time we're playing, Duke's gonna be ready to play. Our crowd's gonna be ready to go too. And that just meant a lot to me, meant a lot to the team, and very grateful for all the students, fans, the whole Duke community that showed up.
John, with Mark, how much concern are you about just doing it in multiple games, or is it more about?
I'm not too concerned. I don't want to get ahead of myself either. I think it's important tomorrow to see how he's doing, and then Wednesday. But my hope is he plays Friday, but it's too soon to tell. I do not think this is a long-term thing. And he wanted to for today, just he wasn't ready yet.
Hey Coach, it was tough to get the ball inside in the beginning of the game as much as you wanted to, especially when they came out in the zone defense. Then you guys caught fire from three. How lethal is Duke's offense this year with the ability to score in so many different ways?
Well, the zone, I thought the zone stood us up a little bit. Put the ball over our heads and settle for jump shots instead of attacking the paint, still looking inside. And once we settled in, I thought they had a hard time guarding us in the zone, but it's your first time seeing it. We don't play that defense in practice, and so you prepare for it, but it's your first time seeing it. And so I thought overall we did okay. I think the magic to this team, and you mentioned this, but it's just inside out. And we have to stay true to that, where we don't become just a jump shooting team, where also we don't become where it's just inside. I think we can do both. We only took 17 threes today. I think that's going to be on the low side for us. I think we're going to take a lot more going forward. But establishing inside, fighting for the rim, attacking the paint is really who I think we're going to be all season long.
That was kind of necessitated by Mark being out, but did you play more four-guard lineup than you anticipated coming into the year?
We did. I didn't, imagine Jalen Blake's being our four-man. But Jalen, he's tough enough, and smart enough where he can do it. And, like we've talked about playing four guards in general. I think with Mark being out, it was probably a little bit more opportunistic to do it tonight, the way that Dartmouth plays. But, the luxury for our team, and I think the challenge also at the same time, is knowing we can play four guards together. We can play three bigger guys with Mark as a perimeter and Flip at the four and another big. You can play smaller where Flip's the biggest guy in the court. You can do a lot of different things. But when you lose he's really multiple positions for us. Same thing with Flip. Those guys are our two most versatile players, and so that takes away some of the things you can do when you lose a Mark or Flip's out of the game.
From a team defense or communication standpoint, what's the value of guarding an offense like Dartmouth? Not just 5-out backcourt cuts, but doing Princeton, chin series stuff, split action, sort of long term. Do you like to get a game like that early in the season?
Yeah, I thought it really it tested our principles, because they got us, give them credit. They made some really nice cuts and got some layups off of it, but they put you in a position because of their shooting. You can get overextended. You want to take away the three, but then that sets you up, like you mentioned, for some back cuts and other things like that. And then a lot of times when they have two guys come together, that's when talk comes into play. If they're splitting, or they coming to the screen, or they slipping before they get to the screen. And then when you have five players that can shoot, they caught us a couple times where, shooting five, Monroe popped back and he got a three, you have to talk on that. Do you switch it? Do you stay? So I thought from our principles, it really tested us. It was good. It wasn't great, but first game, I would be surprised if it was great. That's part of the journey. That's part of the growth we have to make. But they're a tough they're a tough offense to guard because of the shooting, because of the cutting.
Has Christian Reeves shown you enough to get some more playing time maybe in that rotation?
Yeah, I thought for Christian, he has to rebound. That's a big thing. But for him, his size and length, he's really shown some flashes in practice. And, one of the things with Christian, with Sean, with Ryan, a lot of it can be on the matchup too. And knowing you have to be ready for different kinds of games. And look, they didn't have a really big player tonight, but Christian Reeves, he can match anybody, size for size, and his ability to protect the rim. He just has to finish plays. But I thought getting the experience, again, for Christian, he didn't play a lot last year. So just getting the experience tonight, getting in the flow of it, I thought was really important for not just him, but for all those guys.
John, Jaden Shute didn't play tonight. Is he sick, injured, or?
Yeah, Jaden's okay. Jaden he has a long journey ahead of him. I love Jaden, and I'm going to keep that private for now, but he's in great standing with me, nothing wrong at all. And me and him have had some conversations. We're going to continue to do the best thing for him.
Anything else for Coach?
Tyrese, having another year under his belt obviously very helpful, but how have you seen him just grow and develop from year 1 to year 2, and how have you seen Jeremy influence and kind of shape the way he plays as well?
Well, they bring both those guys bring a toughness, in the backcourt for me as the coach. And Tyrese, like tonight, I thought he did a great job of letting the game come to him. He took 6 shots, and he shoots 50% from the field, 50% from 3, but he's 8 assists, 1 turnover. And I think that's experience right there. I think he can be one of the best passers in the country, maybe the leading assist guy in the country. And then Jeremy just he's Jeremy. He's efficient, 7 of 11 and 14 points, but I thought it was just his poise, his maturity, the presence he had over the team, which is really, really key. So both those guys, I obviously have a lot of trust in them, and thought it was a great, for them, they haven't played these amount of minutes in a while. So for Tyrese to get, he only played 24 with some of the foul trouble, but then Jeremy to play 31, thought that was a good experience.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, thank you guys.